There, did it to me again. Hello everyone, it's Lynette with charmedgrammycrochet. Oh, how are you today? I got a little bit of a stuffy nose, so forgive me for that. I wasn't ready for this to start. When I move my hands around, the camera starts without my knowledge sometimes. So welcome to my channel. This is Charmed Grammy Crochet, and this channel is about crochet and traveling. When we are traveling, and yarn things. So I'm making this particular video because yesterday we had a big garage sale here at our campground. They're calling it a flea market, and they open the gates to the public and they advertise that there's this garage sale going on. And so people can come in. Now we're selling this camper that I'm sitting in. And so that was a big, like, it was advertised in the, that we're selling this camper. So we got a couple of lookers, and that was good. And, excuse me, hopefully that turns into something. And I'm going to give it a week, and then I'm going to put it on Marketplace. If I haven't sold it by this time next week, then we're going to put it on Facebook Marketplace. I want it sold before we leave in October. And we have the other camper to move into if it sells. So, that's not a big deal. So that's first on the list, is that we had this big garage sale. I had a few things out, but not much. And made $25 only, but I didn't have that much stuff out there. And when we combine these two campers, like at the end of the season, I'd have more stuff and better stuff. But anyway, that's beside the point. I did go garage sailing at the flea market. I went thrifting to see, really there isn't anything that I wanted, but somebody might have yarn. And they did. I bought this big, huge garbage, like tall kitchen bag full of yarn for $5. Some of it was scraps, scrap balls. And I'll show it to you. Some of it was full skeins, not a lot. This is all just like combined together. Some of it was partial projects. And I thought, $5, I can make, I can use. I was particularly interested in the scrap balls, for tumbleweeds for Boggy Creek. So she had some projects. This is, I combined stuff and I got rid of stuff, and this is the basket that I put all the yarn in. Some things were like, she had all these little granny squares, and I pulled some bigger granny squares apart, and made them into magic balls. Isn't that what they call them when you add the scraps together? And I took those and I made 10 pom-poms, tumbleweeds, if you will. And this is what they have to look like. I mean, the yarn is a little kinked because it was a granny square at one point. So like it's just kinky anyway, so they're really tumbleweedy looking. And the white yarn is a little bit thinner, but I made them into 2 balls, and the 2 granny squares, each granny square made its own ball, magic ball, if you will. And then I had this white that was thinner, and so I put that together, and I held 3 yarns together to make 1 pom-pom, and you just wrap it around your hand. I did 25 times, 25 wraps. And that's what I got. So I made this out of here. These are scrap balls that she had just already balled up. And they were in the mix. Then we had one of this Red Heart Super Saver in the color is called, no it's not, oh, Dark Plum. So right up my alley. I'm like, oh, I have to have that. Don't know what I'll use it for, but I had to have it. Oh, I gotta show you that one too. I forgot. Then there was 3 skeins. I know a lot of people don't like homespun, but I don't mind homespun, and I really like projects that are made out of it because it's really soft and squishy. But there were 3 of this color, which is, it's a bulky 5, and the color is called Pearls. I think this is the color that I made a cardigan, a duster for Amanda with this yarn, my daughter. So there were 3 of those. Let me put these 3 together like this. And then one of this, which doesn't have a label, but it's the neutrals with some color in there. Like there's more color. And I thought I would love to make one of my little granddaughters a cardigan with this and do the sleeves maybe in this or the trim in this. I think that would be enough yarn to do that with, a little cropped cardie for the fall. And I love like adding this pop of color around the trim or the sleeves. I don't know if they would like that though. And then there was this green one. I'm thinking this is going to be an amigurumi, like a turtle or a frog, or turtle or a frog. Or alligators. I was at, okay, here we go. Alligators. I should make alligators out of this. Our little camper is an alliance, and their mascot is an alligator. When we were at a campground, the first campground we went to after we bought when we left on our trip to come here, you know, to live in our camper, the woman working the office has a full-time RVer, has an alliance, and we were talking, and she found out that I crocheted, and she said, "Oh, you should make little alligators because if you don't know, Jeep, if you own a Jeep and you run into somebody else that owns a Jeep, you exchange ducks. I don't know why they have ducks, but they have ducks, little rubber duckies. Well, alliance owners do alligators, and I was in this little thrift store, and I found this alligator, and I'm like, I need to make this." And I could make it out of this, right? Why not? So I bought one. I have yet to run into an alliance owner. Even here at the campground. I don't think anybody that's permanent besides us has an alliance. It's a newer company, I think. I think they've been in business 4 years. I don't know. So anyway, I thought back in February, I thought, oh, I need to learn to crochet some alligators, and I have yet to do that. I have not crocheted one alligator, even though in my little mini, I have those books of the minis that I made the backpack buddies out of, which would be perfect. There's probably an alligator in there, and I could probably make it out of this yarn. If not, I'm sure there's a YouTube tutorial I could make an alligator out of. Just a small one, though. Excuse me. So, anyway, I think that's going to become an alligator now, or several, when I get to it. One day, you know. Then in there was this bag of cotton yarns. And I don't even know some. This lady was 80. Oh, this is not soft. I thought this would be soft. This is 100% nylon, 100% Dupont, 3-ply. Fingering, it says, weight. Ideal for sweaters, socks, and baby items. Well, maybe it is a little softer than. It's not as soft as what I thought. Anyway, this little skein yarn was in there, which I love the color. Then there's this purple that's like a nubbly. Can you see all the, it's like all this texture in here. There. Focus. There you go. Can you see how it's got all this texture? This is called Flame. It's 100% cotton. It really doesn't give you like hook information or size of yarn or anything like that. They're older. And there's two of this. Oop. Label came off. Excuse me. Let's put this label back on. There we go. This is called Unger Pima Cotton. It's 100% Pima Cotton. 50 grams, this one tells us. And there's two of these. I don't know. Well, there's 3 ball bands for it though, but there's two of them. I don't know if it gives me a weight. I'm going to say maybe it's a 2 weight. It doesn't. I'm going to say it's a 2 weight. Then there's about 8 of these. And I just love this color. Billy would love this color. It is like a coral. This is, again, Unger. And it says cotton crepe made in Holland. A fashionable dress yarn imported. World's most beautiful yarns. 100% cotton. 1 1/4 ounces, I think. And it is, I'm going to say a 2 weight yarn as well. Maybe. Maybe it's a fingering. I don't know. Yeah. That, I think all of these yarns are the same weight except for the purple. So all this cotton was in there. And this would make something nice. This I'm probably going to throw in with some of these in with my scraps, because some of them I did thicker, you know, and the one is thinner yarn in there. So I think I might throw this little cotton in with my yarn for tumbleweeds. Nancy gave me scrap yarn for tumbleweeds, but I have to say I have stolen some of that yarn for my graph gams, because I have like little bits of color that you need on some of those scraps for the Boggy blankets, and so I have stolen some of that yarn out of there that was supposed to be tumbleweeds. It's going to be part of my graphs. It's going to Boggy either way, right? Then in the basket, there is, the basket still has, I hope you can see, that many, like, partial skeins. So I have a lot of partial skeins in there. 2 that are attached to a project still, but I'm going to frog the project as, it's just granny squares. I'm going to frog the brown granny squares as I make the tumbleweeds. So then there's, let's just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I think 12, a dozen more skeins of yarn. You know, partial skeins. Make lots of tumbleweeds out of that. And the final thing that was in there, and I started using it, there we go. I started using it. She had, I should say, 4 of these Aunt Lydia's Crafty Rug Yarn. And they come in a, like, folded hank. It's not twisted. And it says that it's crafted rug yarn. So 2 are this, and 2 are Karen Rug and Craft Yarn. And that looks like this. It's not soft. It's old. This is old yarn for sure. And I saved, I said, what are you going to do with this old yarn? And I'm like, it says it's rug yarn. The fibers fall off of this yarn. But I sat down last night and said, the colors were black, dark brown, light brown, and this yellow. So I finished the black. They were about 60 to 70 yards on a skein, it says. So I finished the black, the dark brown. I'm halfway through the light brown, and then I'm going to add the yellow. It's about 18, it's about 1.5 feet wide, and it's going to be as long as it is, and it's going to be a rug for my floor. I think I'm going to want to wash it before I even, yeah. The black is less soft. Yeah, the black is scratchier than the rest, but I think I might want to like soak it in fabric softener and then be able to use it. It's a rug, you can walk on it, no problem, but I thought, well, it didn't take, I'm using a 12 millimeter hook, no, a 10, purple. What is the purple? 10 millimeter clover hook, and I'm just doing half double crochet, and it's working up quickly. It's definitely easy, but the yarn doesn't slide real well, because it's not a nice yarn. I don't know how else to say that. But it's great for a rug. I'll be able to walk on it, no problem. Wipe my shoes off, whatever. We don't tend to wear shoes in the house. We started that back in the house when we still had a house. When we had the carpet replaced the last time, we're like, okay, we're just, take your shoes off at the door. And that's a habit now. We walk in the house, we take our shoes off, even here in the camper. But it does keep the floors cleaner. And who wants to wash floors every day? I don't. So I'd rather crochet. And so, taking the shoes off is a good idea. But this, I think, will go in front of the door, not in like the bathroom or by the kitchen sink. I think it'll be sturdy enough to be in front of the door rug. And get the mess of the shoes. I don't know. We'll see what it's like after I wash it. But I did, that was my my yard sale find in yarn. I'm real happy with the $5 I spent. I'm getting a rug out of it. I'm hopefully going to be able to make a little cardigan for one of my granddaughters. This cotton yarn, I'm really loving this. I don't know what to do with it, but something. The others I might give to Laura for her rug. The blue and the purple. I don't know if she wants a 2-weight and a knobby, but I'll ask her. Laura, if you're watching, let me know. And then I got tumbleweeds galore. I talked to my two granddaughters, my youngest two, and they said they would love to help me make tumbleweeds. So when I see them next, I'm just going to have this basket of yarn and some scissors, and we can go to town if they don't have homework and stuff, because they're back to school now, sadly. Yeah, that's a bummer. They had to go back to school already. It's August. It's the end of August. They go back to school. Last year, their school was doing some renovating, moving things around, adding on. I don't know. I think they were changing the way what grades go to what schools and doing some things like that. And they didn't start until after Labor Day, which is next weekend, which would have been really nice again. I liked it when I was in school, most of the time when my kids were in school. It was after Labor Day when you went back to school. They didn't get out till the middle of June, though, and now they get out of school at the end of May, beginning of June. So it's usually really hot in August, and you shouldn't have to be in school then. Okay, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed my garage sale finds. It's only one person had yarn. Well, I take that back. There was another person with one skein of bulky yarn, like a 6 or a 7 weight, and I'm like, what am I gonna do with one skein? So I didn't buy it. I just got what I got, and I was happy with that. My friend says, "What's Roy going to say if you come home with more yarn?" I said, "What's one more bag on top of all the other ones?" But this yarn's going to mostly go to use right away because we're going to make tumbleweeds. And I did, like I say, set while I was watching my, we had a man your own store. So when I was garage sailing, Roy was manning the store here, our stuff. And hopefully trying to get a lot of people to come in and look at the camper. And then in the rest of the day, I did it. And so I sat and made tumbleweeds while I was doing it. And, well, I sorted out the yarn and frogged some things. And then I started making the tumbleweeds. And then I did start the rug. And I'm going to finish it here in a few minutes. That's the plan. And then I'm going to soak it. So that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing, all those things that YouTube loves. I love them too. I appreciate you all so very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.